Hello students, I am very happy to share this topic to you students. Before moving to my classes, I would like to say for everyone my thanks and regards and all, because within your support only we are uploading successfully lot of videos, and with your encouragement only we are did lot of videos, and year after also I will do. So please support me and please forward this video to your friends, and it is very useful for your future. Today we are going to see the topic, the class under of +1, subject is a computer science, chapter 1, so which is under of unit 1. Now I am going to teach you the concepts of introductions to computer. Obviously, before moving to the topic, I would like to give the general info regarding this one, because past days you have studied when you are in 10th standard, you are not very clear in the computer science subject, but the real time you have seen lot of examples and everything within the construction of computer only. But now you have selected the subject as a computer science department, we should have to know the regarding that lot of topics, lot of technologies, and what are the algorithms, everything we are used in the computer only. So we should have to learn these things and all. So before that, basically we should have to know what is the computer, what is the operations, what are the functions are involved in it. Obviously, I hope you are understood what is meant by computer, because we are always seen everywhere, because without the computer we can't survive in this world. Nowadays computer only plays in all the aspects. Now it is comes under of IPs. So in our unit we are having the first is the introductions of computer. What is the introductions? Already we have no. So what are the main criteria involved in the computer? Nowadays without the computer we can't survive. Already I said about that. So computers are seen everywhere. So wherever you go, whether you can go railway stations or schools and professional stuff, wherever you go, without the computers we can't do anything. So that's why I wrote the first point is that computers are seen everywhere. And second one, already we are discussed about this, education and research institutes and tourism, travels, weather forecasting. So wherever whatever we need, we just moving to the first is moving to the system only. So without the computer we can't do anything. That is the thing. It is an indispensable one for our human life compared with our human life. So whatever it may be, without the computers we can't do anything. So that's why I am saying that without the computers we can't do anything. With the help of computers only, nowadays everyone is survival. So these are the introductions which is under of computer. Normally, so computers, it is plays a very important role nowadays, but emerging, how it is emerged, that is the main thing. See, now we are going to learn about what are the generations are having in it. See, basically we are having these types of generations: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. Obviously now we are moving to forward of sixth generation. See, let us now in our SIM also we are saying the 1G, 2G networks, 3G, 4G, we are using SIM. No, that is all generations. Each and every generations we are updated some more technologies, that is called a generations. That's why they are indicated as a generation. So here also we are having the same type. See, the first generation, second generation, third, fourth, fifth and sixth generation also is there. Due to I don't have the spaces here, I don't need to give you, so, but later I will explain that later. See, there is a first generation. First of all we are discovered the period of 1942 itself. We have discovered the computer, but it is a very nowadays we have seen the computers are very small in size, but in the olden days it is not like that. Our computers becomes a very big in size, which is occupied the one room size enough. So see, it is a big in size when the computers emerge at the period of what 1942 to 1955. That time they are used the main components as a vacuum tubes. By using a vacuum tubes only they are constructed a computer. So it is always accepted as a machine languages, and it may get a more power supply, so that's why consumed of more power. So after that we are discovered the 2G, that is called the second generation's computer, in the period of 1955 to 1964. In that period we are using the components called transistor. When compared with the first generation transistor, it is very smaller, that's why we are selected as a what second generation. But at the meanwhile it will produce the less heat. But when compared with the first generation of computer, it produces a more heat also. So after discovering of the second generation of computer, it produces less heat. But here we are using the punched cards. Instead of see here we are using punched cards were used here. And then third generations, and the period of 1964 to 1975 we are used third generation's computer only. In that main components are integrated IC, it is called integrated circuits. When compared with the top two generations, it is very smaller and faster too, and it is also consumed here less power. And here we may use HLL, that is called high level language. That is called high level language. Here already I said here the first generations I have used a machine language, but here I have used the high level languages in the period of third generation. And the fourth generations we may use a what microprocessor. It is faster and smaller. Nowadays see the microcomputer series like IBM, Apple's were developed by these components only, and it is most popular, and it is the most popular and is portable too. And the final one is a 5G, that is called fifth generation computer. 1980s itself and up to date we are using these types of computers only. Here we may use ultra large scale integrations. It is a parallel processing and is a superconductors we may use in the artificial intelligence. These are the generations we may use in our day-to-day life. And at present we are following these 5G generations only. These are all the updated versions. Now we are focusing upon 5G, and the 6th generations computers also is there. The 6th generations computers, our scientists and everyone they are launched to become like see 6th generation computer. 6th generation computer. 6th generation computer we are faced it is for in future. In future we are launching the 6th generation computer only. What is the main advantages is there means already I said that in the 5G we are using the AI. AI is the artificial intelligence which is consists of robotics, because it may reduces the manpower. So whatever the human beings can do the work, it is simplify that job it will do. When compared with the human beings, artificial intelligence can do that work more faster. So in that technology only we are used here, but we have to give the more intention when compared to that one, because robotics may normally they don't know the natural processing and also. So here we are going to introduce a more concepts regarding of a human lifestyle and human sensing, everything we have to give. So nowadays we are always focusing about the 6th generation computers. It is not at all no one discovered now, but now we are moving on only the 5G generations of computer. Let's we see the next topic. Now we are going to see the topic 6th generation computer. So in 5th generation computer we are use that artificial intelligence. The fifth generation computers itself, up to date we are using those types of computers only. A good example that is called artificial intelligence. In the sixth generations of computer, we may use that is called artificial neural networks. By using this concept, we are going to develop our system into our future launch. See here, may use what? Explosive growth of wide range of networks. Normally, the past fifth generations computer, we are use the robots and artificial intelligence. Everything it is under of whatever we are giving the instructions, it will do. In fifth generation computers, everything it may accept zeros and ones only, the machine language, as we know already clear. But in the sixth generations computer, everyone is moving to forward under the conditions of it must be recognize the human language. It may recognize the human language. See here, I am going to use the concepts of artificial intelligence. The main components is the NLP, that is called natural language processing. So what language we are all talk? It's obvious that is Tamil or English, Hindi, whatever it may be. The system must be recognized that, and it will give the desired output. That is the main thing. So nowadays we are going to launch to update those types of technology only into the system. That's why we are always, it provides the ability to develop the understanding human language. So everyone is launching now the sixth generations computer to accept the human language in the robot. It will give the result desired. Whatever we are talking, it will be do some operations, because we already know that systems is always accept the language of machine language, zeros and ones only. But I am going to launch that is called natural language processing, that is called a human language. See, our next topic is the data and information. See, we have to clear in that what is meant by data, what is meant by informations. The data is the unprocessed collections of data. What does mean that unprocessed collection? Both are equal only. See, data is also a collection of some information, and information also is a collection of data. Ma'am, why you are confusing that? Data and information, everything is under of one form of words only. That there is a small difference in it. So when the data is a unprocessed collection of data, which means it doesn't give the complete information about that. For example, 134, 16, Kavita, it's a single piece of information. It doesn't be any other conclusion in it. That is called unprocessed data. Whether the information, it must be give the full concepts or else a full information about that. For example, see, Kavita is 16 years old. We are getting that full information about the topic. That's why I am saying that information is a collection of facts, that is which is conclusion may be drawn it. So when we get the information, it will be getting some more conclusion. Whether if you are getting the conclusion about regarding to the data, that is called information. You didn't get a clear cut idea about that word or else whatever it may be, that is called a data. So simply we can say the collection of data, it is called informations. All clear now? The collection of data, it is called information. So the information, it is nothing but when it gives a complete information about that particular thing, that is called information. I hope you all understand these topics. If you like this video, please share it to your friends.